guys, my name is Escarla. Welcome back to my channel. This is my little crafty corner of the universe where I like to document my making. Mostly that revolves around knitting, spinning, crocheting, pretty much fiber arts related content. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe to the channel. But as you can see from the title, this is Clue 1 of Stephen West's Mystery Knit-Along this year, 2024, called Go Dynamo. And during this video, you'll see me kind of document the process from start to finish. You'll get my honest reactions to the pattern, and I'll take you along with me as I work on Clue 1. For the month of October, I'll be just documenting my process of knitting this mystery shawl. So definitely check out the first video if you haven't done so already. Otherwise, I'll pass you on to Pastor Escarla on Clue release day. See you later. Day 1. It is October 3rd.
On October 3rd, he asked me what day it was.
It's October 3rd.
Today is the release day for Clue 1 of Go Dynamo, and I'm super excited. It's actually pretty late, not super late, but it's later than I would have wanted it to be. It's 1 p.m. right now, Eastern time. I saw the pattern was released around 4 in the morning my time. It was very tempting to download the pattern and see what we were in store for, but I wanted to keep my honest and true opinions and reaction to the first clue, so I haven't looked at anything. I did download the updated PDF, but we have to check that out and also check out Stephen's pattern. I'm super excited to cast on, and I've also stayed away from Instagram, so I don't see any sort of, reactions or anyone talking about it. So you'll get my tried and true reaction to Clue 1. Now, I don't think I mentioned this, but I am currently on maternity leave, so I'm hoping to be able to stay afloat and keep up with the clues as they're released. So I'm very excited to have the time to focus on this. So yeah, let's go check out what Stephen has in store for us. I'm so excited. So I have my iPad here. I have Clue 1's pattern, and I'm just gonna skim through it and kind of see what we're gonna be working with. Spoiler alert, if you don't wanna know what Clue 1 is, well, I guess you really shouldn't be watching this video, should you? But yeah, I'm just gonna skim through the pattern and see what we have in store for us. At first glance, it is 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of pattern. I don't remember what last year's was, but that's quite a bit. So as usual, there is the actual video that Stephen records for Clue 1 to give you kind of a companion to the pattern. But I kind of want to see if I can guess what we're working with before watching his video. Okay, so the first section, semicircles. Ooh. I'm assuming that's like a half circle maybe? Maybe we're going to be doing some like kind of rainbow effect. Okay, I actually went back to see what stitches we're going to be working with, and I already see one that I'm unfamiliar with, so I will probably need the video for that. But we're going to be doing semicircles. We have the semicircles repeating, and then the second section is garter stitch stripe. So we have several rows of garter stitches. I'm keeping an eye out too to see if the mohair there is part of the first clue, but I don't see that yet. Ooh, and then we end with bubbles. Ooh, I see mohair there. If you want to incorporate some lace weight mohair silk into your shawl, get a ball of mohair ready to incorporate during the next section. Okay, so that'll be for week 2. So Clue 2 release will have mohair. So that's very exciting because we're going to have mohair pretty much early on in the shawl. But I'm really excited. I don't think I've ever knit a garment with bubbles in it. So this will be my first time. I've definitely done like bobbles with crochet, but never knit. It looks like we're going to be placing live stitches, putting things on hold. So we have some semicircles going. That'll be interesting because it incorporates a stitch I'm unfamiliar with. And then after that, we're going to be doing garter stitches, which hopefully will be like a faster section since you're just knitting for the most part. And then after that, we have the bubbles. Eee! I didn't thoroughly read everything. I just wanted to kind of get a glimpse at everything. I think I'm going to watch Steven's video just to get myself a little more pumped, and then we're gonna cast on, okay? Okay, here we go.
Clue 1, Trump or Harris?
Harris. I really like... I hate that every single ad is about Trump or Kamala. It's so annoying. But at first glance, the video is an hour long, so I'm just gonna watch kind of his introduction, and then we will watch it as we go whenever I need it. Okay, let's go.
For Clue 1 of the GoGoDynamoShawl. Each week you're going to get detailed video tutorials, and if any section is really easy for you, you can skip ahead in the video using the timestamps linked down below. So get your yarn wound, we're going to cast on with lots of fun little sections, and if you zoom ahead to the end of this video, you can catch a spoiler of what the finished clue looks like. And maybe
we're not going to spoil it.
Which color is your main color?
Okay, so I've watched his little intro spiel. I don't think I actually want to watch him do the start of the pattern. I'm just going to start casting on. I don't want to spoil anything for myself, so I'm not going to fast forward or anything. So let's get to casting on, and then as I need it, I'll reference the video in terms of any stitches I'm unfamiliar with. Also, I think I'm going to use my darker color, that deep plum, as my main color, and then use the grayish purple as the contrast color. So let's get started. Okay, so I've done about 15 rows so far, and this is what I have. So it looks like the rest of Clue 1, Section 1, semicircles, is just going to repeat this pattern here, where you do the striping. It looks like the main color is like a garter look, and then the contrast color is a plain stockinette look. And this is just gonna expand. So I'm not gonna film like every little thing because that would be quite boring and quite long. So I'm just gonna keep working on this. And I actually need to find something to watch. I think I'm just gonna watch random YouTube videos for now. But if you guys have any recommendations of any shows you're really into or anything you saw that was really good, I would love to hear that. I don't love anything like romance related. I do love like psychological thriller, sci-fi, some comedy depending on the humor, but yeah, I'm trying to find something to watch. So I'll probably watch YouTube, and I'll keep working on this. I'll update you guys once we have a bit more progress going on, and yeah, we'll see what this looks like. So I am almost done. This is my last few stitches of the first half circle, or semicircle, I should say. And there are 3 semicircles in Clue 1, Section 1. Basically, at this point, I'm going to be putting this on hold and knitting 2 more of these. So this will be interesting. I don't know what we're going to be doing with the semicircles. Like, are we going to then join them all to have like 3 semicircles as the top of the shawl, or what? I don't know. I think that's what makes the most logical sense. Here we go. Done. Oops. So here is my first semicircle. I'll give you guys a close-up. There will be 3 of these. So yeah, I feel like it would make sense that this would be the top of the shawl. I don't know. Ooh. So I'll put these on hold and continue knitting the rest of the semicircles. But as of right now, it's 8 p.m. I'm about to feed the little one. He didn't really want to sleep, so I had to carry him. And now he's, of course, sleeping. So far, so good. Hello, it is the next. I'm checking in a little bit late in the day. It's been a busy one. We had an appointment for the baby and gave him a bath and all that jazz, but I have been knitting off screen. So I was able to finish one more semicircle today, and I'm about to cast on for the last one. So the pattern calls for 3 of these. I'm a little bit disappointed because I went on Instagram and I kind of saw a spoiler without wanting to see a spoiler. I feel like I need to reach out to Stephen West and let him know, or let his team know, not to put the spoiler in the second slide of a carousel, because on Instagram, the second photo will pop up on the feed. It usually rotates between the first photo or the second photo. So if you're going through your feed and you see the first photo of a carousel and ignore it, and then you go through your feed again and you see, it'll show you the second picture. So that's a bummer. I saw it super briefly, but I did manage to see how the circles were set up. The good thing is that was pretty much all my eye caught. So hopefully everything else will still be a surprise for me. So I'm casting on my 3rd circle, and I'm really eager to finish this and start on the next section, because I'm really curious what we're going to be doing, or like how we're going to be joining these pieces together. I wanted to get a little bit more done by now, but I'm satisfied with my progress. I think as long as I do each section, well, it's going to be the weekend, so I'll have a bit more support with the baby, and I can hopefully get more knitting done, because I do want to get the full clue done ahead of time so I can actually edit this video and get it out on time. So there's that. I'll check back in when I finish with my 3rd semicircle. Hello, hello. So I am on the last row of the 3rd semicircle. So I'm just powering through this. It's about to be midnight, and I was working really hard today to make sure I finished the first section of Clue 1. I don't want to fall too far behind. I think I already mentioned this before, but I obviously want enough time to be able to edit this video and get it out. So I'm kind of rushing through this first section because I didn't have a lot of time yesterday to knit. So I'm just knitting the last row, and I'll place these stitches on hold, and then I can move on to the second section. Now I think I'm going to start that tomorrow because I am quite tired. So yeah, I'll check in with you guys tomorrow.
Waistline, they're all identical. Now we're going to call them number 1, 2, and 3. Semicircle 1, 2, and 3 to get ready for section 2. Exactly what I did. We have a slip slip knit joining the last stitch together with semicircle 1.
Hello. It is day 3, and I am finally on to the second section, which is different garter striping. I did just start that. You guys just saw that clip. So we're doing some sort of like modular attachment here of the stripes to, I think, these 30 stitches, and then I'm assuming we're gonna pick up the next semicircle and do the same thing. So yeah, I'm really glad that I got that started. It's almost 4 p.m. and I haven't had as much time as I thought I would for knitting. It's been a lot juggling the baby, feeding myself so I don't eat out, and then knitting. So it's been a little more challenging than I thought, but I am up for the challenge. It is somewhere around 8 p.m. already, and I am pleased so far with my progress. Now, I need to be careful as to not drop these stitches from my needles because I did start on the second garter section. But so far, here is the completed garter section 1. So we picked up the 30 stitches and created this garter section that includes increases and the I-cord edge. At the end of that section, we were told to put these stitches on hold, so that's waiting there. Then I started garter section 2. So at the other edge of this first semicircle, we picked up 30 stitches. And then we picked up 30 stitches from a second semicircle. And now I'm working on joining that together to create the second garter section. So far, this is really fun. I am working closely with the pattern as to not mess anything up, specifically for this garter or 2 semicircle join. I feel like you need to pay extra attention at the start of these garter sections, and then your brain kind of just picks up on the pattern. I'm very curious how this finished clue one's gonna look. So I'm going to continue working on this and try to get this done as quickly as possible so that I can then look at everybody else's projects and feel a part of something. You know, since I'm on maternity leave and my baby's now 1 month old, my life is very cyclical right now, kind of revolves around a 3-hour window. So any little pocket of time that I have to knit, I've been knitting. And I'm pretty pleased with today's results, but I would love to finish this garter section today. That is the goal. And then tomorrow I can finish the other 2 garter sections. So it'll be Sunday, and then Monday I can do the last section, hopefully. Very busy month. I really put myself up to the challenge, but it's really fun. I did want to mention that I do want to make a pumpkin loaf. I'm craving like something pumpkin spicy. It's fall. I haven't really been getting out much, but I want to like feel like I'm a part of the season. So I think tomorrow we're gonna bake a pumpkin loaf. I'll be back. I'll keep knitting and I'll check back in one last time today to let you know where I'm at, and then I'll film a close-up of where I'm at. Alright guys, so it is the end of my day here, and this is how far I actually got. I have about like 3 more repeats to go, like 3 more stripes, and then I should be all set. I really wanted to finish this. I mean, there's not much left, but at this point I really need to go to sleep. So we are calling it, and here is the full, just get this in focus here. Here's the full clue one so far. So this is one of the garter stripes. And then you can see one of the semicircles, garter stripe number 2, semicircle number 2. It is Monday night, and it's been a little bit crazy the past 2 days. The baby's been a little bit fussier, so it's been harder to get him to go to sleep, which therefore means that it's harder for me to get knitting done. So I did manage to finish all of the garter rows. So I've got what seems to be the length of the shawl made. It's very beautiful. I'm really excited about how it looks. I really love the semicircles and the garter rows, and I'm just so excited to see how this is gonna go, because so far it's very much a wearable piece. I'm loving the colors. I'm so thrilled that I went with these dark moody colors, and yeah, overall very satisfied, but I am just kind of gonna be rushing a little bit tonight and tomorrow to get this finished on time. So at this point, I finished the last garter little triangle section, and the pattern called to pick up all of these stitches. So I'm afraid that the next section of the pattern is going to involve a lot of knitting, because I think it's about 350 stitches to pick up, and then we have several rows to work. So I'm a little bit nervous time-wise, but I'm just going to do the best I can. I may not document all of it just because it does take me extra time to like set up the camera and like you know, remember to document everything. So I'll do my best to film as I go, but I'm just gonna kind of rush through this and try to get this done on time. Since it is already Monday night, that means I have, like, I need to get it done by tomorrow night, basically. I can squeeze in the end of the video afterwards, but I still have to edit all of this footage. So it's time to hurry up. So I'm gonna get to knitting. Very excited to see how these bubbles turn out, or baubles, or I'm not sure. I think it's called bubbles in the pattern. I think it's gonna look really cool, and I haven't really worked any bubbles in knitting yet. So very excited. Let's get to knitting. Checking in, it is Tuesday. I am wearing the same thing I wore yesterday because it was still clean. So yes, I am currently doing the stockinette portion. I've picked up the stitches. You saw that clip already yesterday, or me talking about it at least. It's a lot of stitches picked up. It was 355 stitches, which is a lot. And I am doing the last 2 rows of stockinette that goes the full length of what we've knit so far. After this, there's 4 rows, which will be the bobble rows, which means dipping into this stockinette portion that I'm knitting in now. And then I'll be done with Clue 1. This took a really long time. I've only done one other full westknits shawl, and I feel like the first clue wasn't as much knitting. So hopefully next week is a little lighter on the knitting, because it was a bit hard to keep up with, I'm not gonna lie. I also forgot to mention yesterday, I don't know if you saw, I made a pumpkin loaf that was really yummy, and the cream cheese frosting was delicious. I feel like anything with cream cheese frosting is super yummy. I felt successful making that loaf because I was really craving something fall related. So that definitely satisfied my craving. I'll put the recipe down below so you guys can check it out if you're interested in making it. It does call for a lot of sugar. I always forget how much sugar goes in baked goods. I'm not much of a baker. I'm much more of a cook, I would say. I was vegan for like 3 years, so that really taught me how to cook without like dairy and eggs and milk and stuff. But now I'm just vegetarian. I haven't had meat in like 10 or 11 years now. So I'm really good at cooking the way I cook. So I'm just gonna keep working on this stockinette section, and then I'll be ready for the bubbles. The goal is to finish this today. I need to get to editing tomorrow, and I feel like I have a lot of footage to work through.
A few moments later.
Okay, so you can see the stockinette base that we made. Basically what you do is knit into the base of that and drop that stitch above to create the foundation of the bubble effect. Basically, it creates these little window panes after knitting the 5 stitches afterwards to create the bubble effect. So guys, I finished. I am so glad that I finished today. Now, this is very fiddly to work with because I have so many ends to weave in, and the 2 skeins of yarn are still attached, so it's been a bit of a kind of a messy process knitting on this. But here we go. I think this is how the shawl's gonna go. Here's the back. I'm really happy with how this looks. I'm super pleased. I'll probably film this in the morning as well in nice lighting so you can see a little bit better. But yeah, everything is all done. Clue 1 finished. Yes, it's already longer than my arm's width. So kind of an intense Clue 1. I don't know if you guys agree, but yeah, glad I got it done.
The next morning.
Oh, hello, welcome back to present day Escarla. I'm just filming an outro here. I finished Clue 1 yesterday. I'm so pleased that I managed to get it done within the week. I did show you it last night, but here is the finished Clue 1. I hope you can see it. I'll definitely give you a better shot of it and put it over this video here so you can see, but I really love how it turned out. So honest thoughts, so far I'm really loving the design. I'm really excited to see how tomorrow's Clue release will be, Clue 2. I'll be dropping that video next week, but I'm really eager to see where this is going. I didn't expect for us to have this many stitches cast on week 1, but hey, at least we did the bulk of the work this week. Maybe things will get a little bit easier as we go, but probably not. But hopefully we'll have a week where there's a little less knitting because this was kind of a lot to handle. I thought the bubble effect would be a little different. When I think of the word bubble, I think of like a bauble, kind of like a pop-up bubble, but instead this is just kind of an accentuated circle basically, which is smart. I feel like once I have more fabric going with Clue 2, those bubbles will be a little bit more visible. But since I picked such muted colors and colors that are kind of similar, not as contrasty, it kind of gets lost a bit. But again, we'll see how it looks after Clue 2. Section 1, the semicircles, I didn't expect for it to be joined so beautifully, but that was very easy to do. I like that it was like little bits of knitting. It was knitting the same thing 3 times essentially. So by the third one, I was pretty much flying through the semicircle. Clue 2 was us joining those semicircles with these like garter triangle, kind of doing some modular knitting there. And that was really fun. I enjoy modular knitting. It's really fun to see things come together, and I really like the effect that it creates. It's a bit trippy, isn't it? It really helps the semicircles pop. And then the last section of Clue 1 was the bubbles, and I thought it would be a little more complicated than it ended up being. But overall, this went by pretty smoothly. The only mistake I did make at one point was I forgot to increase in my garter stitch triangle part. So I just kind of snuck in 2 stitches. I picked up 2 stitches from either edge to fix that. So that wasn't a big deal. I still have to weave in these ends. I do think I'm going to do that as I go because I don't want to have to weave an end at the end. And I'm not a fan of weaving in my ends as I go with the weave and Steven method because I feel like it just creates kind of like a thicker fabric wherever that happens. So I rather just manually weave in my ends the old school way. So yes, I'm curious to see how you guys enjoyed Clue 1. Did you manage to finish during the week? I noticed a lot of people finished before I actually did, but I'm just glad I got it done with everything I have going on. So no complaints here. I'm excited to finally be able to go onto the forum and see what other people's Clue 1 looks like. I pretty much stayed away from spoilers the entire time, so now I can go and peek before Clue 2 starts, and then more spoilers come out and I have to avoid the internet. But yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Give the video a like if you liked it. It really helps the algorithm spit it out to more people. And you can also find me on Instagram at starseedcreations. I pretty much mostly just post on my stories, but you can definitely check me out there. And yeah, if you are participating in the Mystery Knit Along, definitely let me know down below what you thought of Clue 1. Did you come across any problems? Do you like how your colors look? If you are not knitting this currently, still let me know what you thought of Clue 1. You got to see it through me, so you must have an opinion, right? I'll be back next week with Clue 2. And until then, happy knitting, happy weaving in of ends, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.